now I'm going to kind of switch to a new section of the presentation. Feel free to kind of shake out your body. It's a whole different section. If you need to stand up and move around, that is fine. Right now, I'm going to talk to you about preparing for the test on test day and things that you can do. So one of the things that I would say is I remember once taking a test, and I took the train, but I missed my stop, and I had not taken the train there before, so I didn't know where I needed to get off. And so that totally flustered me. I was really only 10 minutes late for the test, and they let me into the test. But that process totally flustered me. And later, when I took the test at a different time, I was able to gain 100 points. And I think that was just due to the stress of being late. So think about, learn from my mistakes and think about ways to make test day as comfortable and as easy as possible. So one of the things I would say is a couple days before the test, go to the Prometric Test Center at the time of day when you're going to be going to the test center so that you know what traffic's like, you know what your path is like to get there, and you're totally prepared for what door you need to go into. And you could even go in and kind of just walk into the test center and say, I'm just kind of checking it out, tell the lady who's working there or gentlemen, as the case may be, and just kind of look around, figure out where you're going to be taking your breaks, figure out where the bathrooms are, just kind of get the lay of the land. Where are you going to park? Think about what you're going to bring in your bag. Make sure you have the kind of ID that they want you to have that has the names exactly matching your registration for the test. Make sure that you have snacks that you're going to enjoy. Make sure you're wearing clothes that's comfortable. There are lots of things you can do in preparation for the test that are going to make you comfortable, and then you're going to be able to perform your best. When you're sitting there waiting for this test to begin, try not to cram the night before. Relax as much as possible after noon the day before the test, because you're going to want that rest. You're going to want to be fully rested when you start the test because it lasts all day. And you're going to be very strategic about answering questions when you're tired. You're going to want to take breaks at certain times, and you're going to want to think about your strategy. When you're going through the test, you might hit one item that is particularly hard. When that happens, just use your scrap paper to make note of it and come back to it. Don't spend a lot of time on any one question. And the students who have done best on step one, they have a little timer that they keep track of the time with, and they only give items a certain amount of time. And think about that for how you strategize getting through that test. And then we're going to talk a little bit about techniques you can use to breathe deeply so that when you're stressed out, the stress just leaves you. So, there may be something that really makes you calm in your life. It may be a certain kind of tea. It might be a certain kind of smell. It may be a prayer. It may be a religious item. It may be a picture of a kitten. There's lots of things that you have in your life that help you to deal with stress. You could create a little folder and keep that in your locker at the test center, and maybe look through that, read a prayer that's comforting to you, or smell something, a perfume or something that makes you feel calm, like lavender or rose. Those things, having snacks that are calming, those are all things you can incorporate into your test day to make things calmer. And then I have a bunch of breathing exercises, and I recommend you find one that fits for you and use that when things get stressful. Now, some people prefer to meditate, some people prefer to do a special grounding exercise, some people prefer to do a little prayer. It's all up to you what you find helps you with the stress. But I have a couple of examples here, and you might find one that fits for you. Okay. And then this is another one that I really like, the 333 rule. And I think this is a nice one. So let's say you're going to a test. Just remembering 333 helps you to remember what it is you need to know to do this one. Uh, so let's say you go to the test, you look at that first question. It's much longer and much harder than you ever imagined. And you get very stressed out when you're looking at it. You can use the 333 rule to kind of bring yourself back to the present so you can focus on getting through that item instead of being lost in the anxiety of it. So what you do is you take a moment and you look around the room. You can do this anywhere, and you identify 3 objects, 3 sounds, and move 3 body parts. During this, you're just kind of focusing on your breathing as well. So I'm breathing in, I'm breathing to my belly, I'm breathing out, just gently breathing in and out. And then I notice 3 things. So in my room, I'm noticing, oh, I have a cup here, I have a light here, I have my glasses in front of me. Those are 3 things that kind of bring you back to the physical world, what is right here and now versus the swirl of your anxiety. Then you think of 3 sounds you can hear. I can hear the fan in my computer. I can hear a little click, click, click of my phone. I can hear, let's say you're in a testing, you can hear someone rattling their paper. 3 things you hear. And then you kind of, and you have to be careful not to make too much noise because you're in a testing environment, but wiggle your toes, wiggle your hands, move 3 parts of your body. These just kind of get you back into your body and out of your head so that you can focus on the test.